Shabbat Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua Ba'ashim Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them to tell us his truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and in sincerity. The brother Yahshua, I'm back with a really quick lesson, all right? Anything can go down right now, all right? So you got to stand on your watch right now and be ready because they can attack the power, the water, the food, the internet, okay, the grid at any time, all right? So these cyber attacks right now is a message, all right? Because what they're doing is they're making it ambiguous as to who's doing what and what can actually happen. There's just too many things all happening at the same time, preparing you, for the okie doke, really. All right, they could say anything. They could say, well, somebody, Russia, China, hacked in and shut down the meat plant, shut down the oil, shut down the dams, so there's no water, shut down whatever. All right, shut down the supply chain. That's what we see here. Okay, so let's start right here, 2 Corinthians 2:11, because we already know. Lest Satan, we know who Satan is. That's the nation of Edom, our adversary. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, all right? We know we're in the time of Jacob's trouble, and it's going to spiral completely out of our control. When I say our, I mean the common man, all right? Because these devils have a plan. They have a snare set, okay? They've been planning this, and now they're putting it, they're implementing their plan, their snare. This is the book of Psalm 191, Salakia 141. Psalm 141 and 9. Keep me from the snares which they have laid for me, and the gins of the workers of iniquity. Let the wicked fall into their own nets, whilst that I withal escape. All right, so when they do this, they're going to do it to everybody. And if you're not prepared, you're going to fall victim to what it is that they're trying to do. They're going to be going door to door, right? And this is, this is the precursor to the MOTB, going door to door. All right, they're letting you know there's a bigger snare, there's a bigger plan. All right, all you got to do is look over at Sweden and see that, that's the final frontier. It's not just the operating system, which is what they're, demanding that you put in intravenously or in that needle right now. All right? That's the operating system for what is coming, Salakia. All right? So, these, a snare. They got many snares coming in what is known as Jacob's trouble. All right? This is Jacob's trouble. This is Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. We haven't had computers set up all over the world prior to this that everybody depends on. Okay, and computers run everything. Everything is run off of a computer. A car is run off of a computer. All right, everything has a microchip or a computer in it. Okay, and once they shut that down, then everything shuts down with it. Okay, smart meters. All right, they can shut you down whenever they want to. All right, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Right, and that's the time that we're in. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble. No day is like it ever. Okay. Matthew 24 and 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. All right. So that's what time that we're in, and it's gonna get bad out here, real bad, quickly, exponentially worse in rapid speed. All right. So the Most High is going to shorten the days, and except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh saved. There should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right. What is this? The elect? Let's go back here real quick. Jeremiah 30. Alas, that day is great, but he shall be saved. Who's he? Jacob? No. That's part of it. Let's see who he is. Let's go back to this. Here's he. And except those days be shortened, should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. The elect is the he. All right? He shall be saved out of it. No flesh be saved, but who? But for the elect who shall be saved. All right? Back to this. But he shall be saved out of it. Be saved who? He. Who's he? The elect shall be saved. All right? So prepare yourselves. All right, let's get this real quick. All right, this is Dabu 7 channel. July 8th, which is today.
This is Dabu 7, and it looks like the ransomware stuff just continues as we've seen here over the holiday weekend. And I want to look at this a little bit closer here, and a shout out to Spiro on this link. This shows that several small towns.
Okay, so July 8th, shut down everything. What do you mean shut down everything? The internet, the electricity, your phone. What happens when they shut your phone down? Everybody's depending on their phone right now. What happens when they shut off the electricity? And people start burning up. They're dying in the heat, Salakia. Massive ransomware attack hits as many as 1,500 U.S. businesses. Okay, U.S. businesses. Is that Russia? Is that China? Or is that U.S. giving us the business? All right. See, all these things happen simultaneously. Here comes the enforcement squad to your door, right? They're pushing this new world order out. All right, ransomware attack. They can say anything happened. Oh, well, this happened. There's no more meat. Well, this happened. There's no more food. Well, this happened. No lights, no electricity. What are people going to do? When the supply chain is gone, what are people going to do? When you
This is
can't
Dabu 7, and it looks
when you can't use your phone, what are people going to do? When you can't communicate, all right, you got to prepare yourself for what is coming, all right? Because really, it's here. They can start this any day.
This is Dabu 7, and it looks like the ransomware stuff just continues as we see here over the holiday weekend. And I want to look at this a little bit closer here, and a shout out to Spiro on this link. This shows that several small town businesses and companies that were connected to a couple larger operations were affected by this big time. And on Friday, this past Friday, in the afternoon, people's computers just froze. And they start to talk about how this was unfolding.
Okay, and Microsoft put out this big announcement. Hey, you got to upgrade your operating system right now to be protected from the cyber hacking. What? What the hell does that mean? You understand? You got to move very, very carefully in these days right now.
And how in this one business here, the administrator for Leonardtown, MD, says that they didn't even have time to read the message on the computer screen. It popped up and then disappeared. Everything went frozen. Now, this affected 1,500 U.S. businesses. That's a lot. 1,500 U.S. businesses were just affected by this massive ransomware attack. At first, they were talking about them demanding a ransom of $70 million to unlock the files. But in this instance, in this one company, they say that like 19 computers got hit and that they wanted $45,000 a piece to unlock each computer.
Extortion.
So in the meantime, this Kaseya is saying they're working on a software patch for its customers that are affected by this. But another town in Maryland was also affected, North Beach. They had issued a news release confirming that they too had been victim of this attack. The town's water and phone system, though, was still working. So they're taking out local, town, and government infrastructure. This is concerning, and people need to be paying attention before the next thing they know, the water's not working in their town or the lights go out, because it's next. We've always known this. I've been telling you for a decade or more. Do you have a plan for a lights out situation? I hope so, because it's coming. Not a question of if, but when. I have a feeling some beta tests are going to be going into motion as well, so get prepared. I'm going to break this down further on the live streams going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
All right, so this is a reoccurring thing, especially right now. Okay, we are at war. All right, World War III is jumping off, and this is part of it. Okay, now, in the larger scheme of things, you got the NWO. All right, and these people have to do away with the American corporation and exterminate a lot of the people here. This is why they're pressing so hard for you to get that operating system for the MOB. All right, so anyway. Let's read a couple of comments. This is Music Loving Fool 1. He says, I am going to blame it on dark clowns in America. Projection is what this is. And the story will be, it's another country or anarchist. Shake my head. Bill Gates, head of Microsoft, is a prime example of why he can't be trusted, nor can Microsoft anymore. So again, they just said that Microsoft wants you to upgrade your operating system, right? The lies they tell will come out soon enough, unflipping believable. Yes, do your laundry. What? Print hard copies of important papers in case the phones go out. Wow. If I had money, I'd get a generator just to keep the fridge running for a week till all the food was gone. Can't run it long because it will draw desperate people. Woo! This is a woman, Kathleen Kendall Jack's grandma. And remember, the stores threw out all the meat and frozen food when the electricity went out during the Texas freeze last February, so get yourself some cans of meat. It's not the end of the world, it's the end of luxury. Your great grandparents didn't have electricity and they did fine. Yeah, we'll see. Everybody wasn't at their door shooting. According to this administration, it's a private business matter. What a joke. Another prelude to a nationwide power grid shutdown. Okay? This isn't just me coming up with, because I didn't read any of these. All right, I'm reading them now. Let's look at this. Yes, setting the stage. Once the grid gets hit, we won't be able to do anything that requires internet or electricity. Yup, this is Outdoors 1221. Yup, conditioning us. But if it gets Trump back and Swamp gone, it's time. Wow, it's a Trumper there. EMP from Planet 9. What? Compliments of the Father, thy kingdom is come. Planet 9, listen to this guy. He's speaking of Nibiru or whatever. FYI, we didn't have the reliance on establishment electricity before the Carrington event, just saying. Gotta look that up, Carrington event. Okay, PG&E sends its power customer a warning about once a week to prepare for blackouts and power outages of fire season. I wonder what they're going to burn up next. It's supposed to be up to 150 degrees here today. So PG&E, that means he's on the west coast, right? Sounds like California. If electricity went out now, we would fry. Right here, I'm here in Fresno. PG&E is constantly sending me those alerts you mentioned. Crazy times. Okay. All right. Brought to you by the same guys as the pandemic. It's almost like making everything digital was a bad idea. Now you got an idea why they killed McAfee. Can you imagine him commenting on who's behind this ransomware? Wow. Okay, so tomorrow is Cyber Polygon. Expect the unexpected and have vehicles filled and generators ready to go. What is Cyber Polygon? We need to find out. It says, please keep your heads on a swivel. This will be next attack mentioned in Great Reset. Generac home backup generators are about a 1-year wait unless your local electrician has already placed an order for some a year ago. Huh. All right, so here's what's going on, people. Bend over. I'm stocking up on Constantine, idiot. Cyber Polygon. Right here, Cyber Polygon is a simulation test the government is doing for hacking. It's another event 201. Okay, so these tests, these simulations, they just like 9/11, 9/11, right? They had a parallel drill going on that was identical to what was happening in real time. All right. So Cyber Polygon, let's look at that. Let's take a look at this.
2020 is a year that has really changed the world. It is thanks to technology that we are able to join the cyber polygon entirely remotely.
This training is another step in creating a trusted digital environment and fostering open dialogue to discuss even the most challenging cybersecurity issues.
Nobody can fight these phenomena, which are only going to increase in the next couple of years in this dynamic technological environment.
As this world grows in force, and this happens throughout the world, it's just a statement of the obvious. You need to protect people properly.
What is this? Cyber attacks will make COVID seem like a minor inconvenience. Where's that at? I'll get to it here. July 1st.
Dear Hermann Graf, Your Excellency, Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin, dear participants, it's such a privilege to address you all at a time when we so much rely on digital infrastructure and, of course, its underpinning cybersecurity. I wish to thank in particular my good friend and committed partner at the World Economic Forum, Mr. Hermann Graf, the CEO and chairman of the executive board at Sberbank, and of course also a member of the board of trustees of the World Economic Forum. The forum has built an excellent relationship with the Russian Federation, both with the business community as well as with the government. I was pleased to meet with President Putin last year, and I look forward to deepening this relationship with you, Mr. Prime Minister, and your government. 2020 is a year that has really changed the world. It is thanks to technology that we are able to join the cyber polygon entirely remotely. For the first time, actually, since World War II, the coronavirus pandemic marks a fundamental inflection point in our global course. While it is still early to assess the total impact of this pandemic, it is already visible that it has a catalyzing effect. The crisis has exposed the inconsistencies and inadequacies.
Okay, so this cyber polygon thing, all right, if it has anything to do with internet security, which it does, all right, what that microchip that they're going to put in your hand, how are they going to monitor that? That has to do with it has everything to do with the transfer of information. The chip goes hand in hand with the computer. All right. And back to what one of those comments was why did they just kill McAfee? McAfee being the computer virus protection guy. All right. What does he know? All right. He was the guy that made all the money. He had information on how to make computers safe from being hacked. All right. And they killed him, what, a week ago? And kept it really quiet. So what did he know? What's actually going on? I don't even want to click into this. International Capacity Building Initiative aimed at raising the global cyber resilience and the expansion of intersectoral corporation. Oh wow! I just want to. Wikipedia. You need me on Wikipedia? No, they're trying to trip me up. Let me see. Let's go to Wikipedia. No, let's go cyber. How come it's not coming up on here? And where is it? Look at this. Cyber Polygon does not exist. Why? Why? How come Cyber Polygon doesn't exist in Wikipedia? Wow. I'm afraid to click into anything else. Not like they don't already know who I am or what I'm doing, but what the hell? Okay. Digital pandemic, preparation, supply chain attack. A la Event 201, the World Economic Forum will stage a supply chain focused digital pandemic simulation on July 9th, which is tomorrow, called Cyber Polygon 2021. Okay? Now, I was just, before we even got into this, I was just talking about the supply chain and how the computer and this hacking business, right? And that's the Spirit of the Lord working with me right now to bring out this information. So tomorrow, anything could go down. That's what's being said. Simulation. Let's look at this.
2020.
We saw this. Okay. Nothing to see here. What is this?
Wait, before you scroll away, you need to hear this.
This is bullshit.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that.
This is Autumn's Backyard Garden, June 28th, talking about July 9th, Cyber Polygon.
If you're returning, how you doing today? Well, in today's video, I want to talk about two things. okay? The one I keep hearing, well, both of them really, I keep hearing about. So I wanted to read about them and do research on them before I spoke about them because I didn't want to speak on anything until I did my own research because I didn't want to sit here and be like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about when I wrote.
Now, how come nobody knows about this?
You know what I mean? So the first one is this Polygon 2021 that's going to be happening on January 9th. Now, this one in particular really concerns me, and I'll tell you why. The reason why this one concerns me the most is because my son. One, you guys know he's not here right now. Why? He's at Camp Lejeune. Two, he starts school on July 9th. So,
Come on, lady.
yeah, this is raising a lot of red flags for
Are
me.
you going to say what it
This
is?
is raising a lot of concerns for me. So, you know, as a mom, as a prepper, as everything, you know, that I am and who I am just concerned all the way around. Okay. Now, what I did find was concerning within itself. Okay.
What?
And
Lady?
what I'm going to read to you is one of the most informative articles that I did find because when I was looking and reading and everything else, it was like, yeah, here's what it is, blah. You know, it was one of those. And I'm like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. So,
Patience, Joshua.
this is what it says, okay? The World Economic Forum, or WEF, will stage another cyber attack exercise as it continues to prep for a potential cyber pandemic that founder Klaus Schwab says will be worse than the current global crisis. The SolarWinds hack served as a wake-up call to the supply chain attack vulnerabilities still present in public and private organizations. And it served as a warning that the next breach could be exponentially worse in spreading through any device connected to the internet. So this is like, you know, your phone, your tablet, your iPad, your iPod, you know, like your little music thingies, you know, TVs, laptops, computer, anything. Your little gaming console things, you know, Xbox and PlayStation and, you know, anything that your even your kids have. Anything and everything. Like when I was just talking to my son, he said, Mom, I had to buy a laptop. I said, oh, what'd you get? He said, a Chromebook. And I said, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, it was $250. You know, he said, I got it at the PX because, you know, I start school on July 9th. And I'm like, oh, this date. That it's like July 9th. It's like that date just keeps coming up, like 2025. This date, you know, like the year 2025, it keeps coming up. You know, it's one of those. So, following up on last year's Cyber Polygon cyber attack exercise, an event aimed at preventing a digital pandemic, the WEF has announced that the 2021 edition will be taking place on July 9th. So, here we go, July 9th, 2021, Andrew starts school July 9th.
Come on.
At Camp Lejeune, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. It's that sick feeling.
Okay, so anyway, it's a beta test, so they say. All right. Now, I saw this, and I think that this is very, very important, so I'm going to read it. The first, because this is Manic a week ago. It says, I'm not sure if all hell will break loose on exactly July 9th. Because if you look at Event 201, it was October 2019, but we didn't start seeing the effects of the simulation till a few months afterwards. But still, nevertheless, it is very soon. Okay, so if nothing goes down tomorrow, it could happen very soon after that, is what is being said. All right, so what I'm getting from all of this is that they're going to attack the internet, right? And all things internet, all things computer, right? Now that everybody is on the computer and depending on it, right? Look at some of these videos over here. Great reset of food, okay, 6 days ago. Global heat emergency, all right? Crazy. All right, so anyway, let's get a couple of precepts and get out. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15. Let's read this. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. What plagues, all right? Well, they call, when they send out this thing, or McAfee, for example, he gave you virus software, all right? Just like you have CV19, right? They call it a virus. Well, they got all these different viruses for the internet, for your computer virus. It's the same thing, okay? You got Bill Gates out there dealing with computers, and over in he's over in Africa talking about I'm sticking a needle in your arm to prevent you from getting a virus. You see how all of this connects? Start right here. 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right? Hey, right back to this. Invaded me right now. But the thing said right here a minute ago about the food shutdown. All right? And all of this stuff is connected. Where'd that girl go? Did I go back? Here it is right here. What's this? Great reset of food. Okay? That deserves to be looked at. I'm not going to watch it.
With Fundrise, you can invest here.
I'm going to save it.
The great reset of food and what's really at stake. Now, while you might have heard plenty about the planned Great Reset, planned by the likes of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, and of course other non-elected leaders, what you may not realize
Klaus Schwab is that dude that was just talking.
is that one of the most important resources is under attack right now, and it has massive implications. Now, Henry Kissinger warned us 50 years ago that 3 attack vectors that we should be watching closely when he said, control the food, control the people, control the energy, control the continents, control the money, control the world.
Okay, so that goes into the MOB, the food, the internet, the electricity is the power. All right, all of these things are being threatened right now. By what? By this.
This is Dabu 7, and it looks like the ransomware stuff just continues.
Okay, so the ransomware stuff. All right, so anyway, keep your eyes open tomorrow. All right, we kind of stumbled upon that through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I hope that the elect were edified, and with that, we're going to say Shabbat Shalom.